Today we're back on the Great War Redux, and of course I must play my favorite nation in that mod. It is absolutely doomed, horrible, terrible, the Ottoman Empire.
Buddha! Zeus! God! One of you guys do something! Help! Satan! You owe me!
I wonder. I remember the Ottomans. I played EU4 or Victoria 3. They can be quite good or overpowered even. Ha! Let's go see. We'll leave Iron Man mode with historical focuses on because I like to make things a little more predictable in this mod. I just generally like historical AI. I can roleplay. So you're thinking, oh, the Ottoman Empire is one of the major countries, right? They're pretty big. I can zoom all the way out and still see their name on the map, so it must mean something, right? Let's go over the suck, shall we? The sick man of Europe. Not great. This is also not great. Now the numbers there are green, but the event when we go to war is not. Our army might as well not exist. Those are some big numbers. Cool, we got a sultan. We cannot join factions. We have crippling illiteracy, which is not necessarily great. And then finally, separatists. So that's just the national spirits. What else do we have? We have a bunch of minorities here that are all gonna try and break away. Realistically, the only actual core territory, the only non-minority territory the Ottoman Empire can call its heart is just this little Central Anatolia bit. Everything else has major minority. Well, even I don't know if there are minorities in there, like Izmir. Big Greek minority. Thrace, big Greeks. Constantinople, big Greeks. Then there's Kurds over here, and then a whole bunch of Arabs everywhere else. Not to mention the Slavs. There's so many Slavs. These are all gonna start staging revolts at some point once they see we're weak, which is not great. Then the economy. We're currently devoting at least 28% of our civilian factories to consumer goods because we have a bunch of debt. Industry might as well not exist. We have 5 civilian factories and 1 dockyard. Well, I guess we'll put the factories to work making some artillery and some support equipment in future. I'll probably need trains as well in future. So yay, let's put all that into production. And we're making basic guns, 1887 model, so they're a little bit out of date. I could switch over to the Mausers, but I don't want to lose what little production efficiency we still have. Then the army itself, it's big, but it's woefully under-equipped. We're gonna have manpower issues. We have less than 200,000 manpower available, and we're already on limited conscription. Makes me wonder, where is our core territory? Is this core? No, most of this stuff appears to be core, so where's the manpower? I don't know. Research, we have 3 slots. They're not great, so I guess let's try to make the industry somewhat functional, I suppose. Construction, we have some civilian factories, a grand total of 2 that are not used. Wonderful. First thing I always do is plug in this supply hub because for some reason it's not actually connected to the network, and then I build a supply up over there. I could build a port down here. People tell me, but you should be building a port. It's way better. But I'm not going to do that. I prefer the supply hubs. I don't want to get naval invaded by the Greeks or the British or the Italians or anyone really. So less ports, less hassle. Got a bit of an air force, such as it is. It's all terrible, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Navy. Now, we do have something of an Ottoman Navy. It's all surface ships. It's got some battleships in it, some battle cruisers. Not enough destroyers to really properly screen, but we'll group it up in one big bunch, and then we'll just exercise them. And once these ships are all built, we'll take a look. I both need convoys and extra destroyers, so we'll see what we can actually get done. And then the focus tree. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. So this is all the army stuff. This is where you can start fixing your horrible army of a bygone era, which we're gonna need to do. You can fix your navy stuff here as well, because the navy is also quite awful, and this will allow you to maybe fix that slightly, a little bit. This is where we need to choose how to handle our economy. On the left, we go independent. We decide we've had enough of our debt. We're either gonna pay it down, or we're simply going to default on it, and we're gonna rely on our own stuff. On the right, you go, you know what? Debt sounds cool. I'll pay some of it, but by God, it's gonna supercharge my economy. So this is, I suppose, a more modern economy. You're gonna have to choose which is which. I usually go with the national economy, but I kind of want to leverage some debt, you know, be modern. And then this is the political branch, and it's massive. It starts with the aftermath of the 31st of March incident. I believe this is the failed counter coup. So a little bit of history. The Ottoman Empire is not stable. It hasn't hasn't been stable for about 100 years at this point, so there's coups, there's counter coups, there's palace coups, and I believe the two most recent ones are the cause for why the Ottomans are just absolutely so shit right now. The former Sultan was an absolute monarch because I should go back further. At some point, the Ottomans got themselves a little bit of a constitution, which is great. Everybody wants a constitution. Then the Sultan at the time decided, you know what? Screw your constitution. I'm an absolute monarch. He abolished it. He then later on got couped by progressive young officers, I believe the Young Turks. They wanted that system where the king's just the head of state but doesn't really do anything. I forget the word, doesn't matter. And then afterwards, the Sultan's supporters tried to do a counter coup, which failed and was rolled back, which brings us to this horrible state of affairs where there's a new sultan, because the old one got yeeted, and a pasha who doesn't really control much. That leaves us with two main paths forward. Monarchy on the left, which is absolutely what I want, down to the power of the caliph and the sultan. And then over here, glory to the action army. These are the people who stopped the counter-revolutionary coup, I suppose. This is the more or less historical path, which then diverges into, do you want a little bit of democracy or not? Do you want to go with the three pasha government, the historical path, or you want to do some communism? Honestly, the right side here confuses me. It scares me and it confuses me, so I'm just gonna go with the left because it makes more sense to me. So our goals for this campaign will be, 1, I can never lose a war. If I lose a war, video is over. And 2, I have to join the Axis. So I will be the Axis, the Central Powers, because otherwise the Central Powers don't really stand a chance if they don't have a big third partner. And it's a nice challenge to fend off the Entente. I believe the Entente is still very much the favorite in this. So let's get going. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Why aren't you subscribed? Go ahead, click that button. Click it. Good. Now click the like button. All right, now we have an understanding. Don't let me catch you not liking and subscribing ever again. Are we clear? All right. Enjoy the rest of the video. Looking at the templates, none of these are reasonable, but these are going to be the shock troops, and I'll make a slightly cheaper version of them for the front line, and I'll use this model for everything else just to conserve equipment. So we'll move these guys here. Now, the trick here is a little bit of cheese. I know. You're going to be like, British steel cheese is pretty dumb. Why can't you fight the Italians fairly? You know the Italians are coming. Yes, I know the Italians are coming. That's why I'm currently preparing to meet them. See, everything about this country is awful, and I don't feel bad for 1 second in just accepting the fact that I need a little bit of an edge. Here we have the big problem, the officer struggle. All of this relates to the next couple of focuses. Either to make a coup, we need to get our support for the Yildiz Teşkilatı high enough. So it's some sort of officer faction. I guess let's call it the Sultan's boys. We need to get their support high enough that the coup succeeds, and the chances of success are directly related to how high the support is. Or we need to get their support over 80% and keep it there for 35 days. So instead of a coup, we just do some electoral shenanigans. All of those things cost political power. And at the same time, we have a little mini game, a bit like the Spanish Civil War, where the other side of the conflict, not the Sultan's boys, constantly tried to get our support down. All right, we also get spies now because we got a free intelligence agency. I know that Italy and the Balkans are going to be an enemy. In Italy, I can cheese, so I'm not going to put a spy there. Let's put a spy in Bulgaria. Please give support. I must give more support. All right, we're at 70 now with that focus. We're going to lose some. We're going to gain some. I'm going to get it over 80, and then we're intervening in the election. So I'm not going to take unless I take a short one. I'm not going to take a focus for a little bit, which is probably not a brilliant idea, but it will allow me to 100% focus on getting this sorted out, and I can immediately click the right button when I get there. Do I want to buy German ships? Absolutely. I don't care what it costs. Debt is just a number. A couple of destroyers and 2 battleships. All right, we've intervened in the elections, and that should turn, it should turn the officer struggle off. Great. And now we just need to wait for the elections. all this is done, once the elections happen and we've put our boy in charge, we can do some purging and work our way down to the Sultan. It's time for a bit of economy now because, oh my god, that was a lot of political power I just wasted. Time to open some factories, get a little bit of an industry rolling. We can't do the politics stuff and war isn't here yet. We have a nice bit of political power we can actually spend on something useful. Like I said, this gives us political power. We're still going to need a lot of it, and this gives us more political power and research speed. Now, the thing is, I don't know if Mustafa Kemal gets purged. We'll see. For now, I'll just hire him. While he's here, he'll boost the empire a little bit, and then we'll hire the old figurehead. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going on the industry stuff for now. Meanwhile, like a couple more changes to this basic infantry. That does serve to save manpower and equipment. And now it's more of a useful template. So a 21 width, I'll use these as my offensive guys. I'll update them to include some support artillery and more artillery besides, and then I'll create a duplicate of these that has no artillery in it as just the front line, the meat wall. The Italians are coming, so let's improve the army somewhat. Yeah, Italy's a coming, and like they spawn event troops here every time. This is why I deploy these troops in such a way. I know it's a cheesy way of dealing with this war, but if the AI gets to cheat, so do I. I should be able to beat them relatively easily now. My Grand Vizier resigns. Damn it. And the Treaty of Dan signed. So that is the next problem area. The Yemenis are gonna rise up unless I ratify that treaty. So I need to give all of these Yemeni territories autonomy, or they'll be angry. Yay, I've won the war. Oh, my debt got slashed by like 10%. That's cool. All right, so we've won that war. Now we got to prepare for the next because there is another. I'm going to take 14 of these guys, split them off. So we'll have 10 of these more or less elite shock troops. I'll park them here to try and take Plovdiv when the war happens. And then 2 armies of what will essentially be fodder next. So all of these can be fodder for now. And we'll set them up in my future front line. There we go. We have influenced the government. We came with democracy to destroy the democracy. So we've played our cards right. That is good. That means we can now go on and purge the military, depoliticize the army, and put some people on trial. And hopefully none of this will be too awful. I'm gonna purge Ahmed Kemal Pasha, Halil Pasha, Ali Ihsan Pasha, and Ismail Enver Bey. All right, there we go. The Balkan League crosses the border. That is bad. The Balkan Karakeg has exploded. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Not great. The Greeks are woefully out of position, and I'm going to exploit that. I'm going to pin them on the border wherever I can. I'm going to walk into this victory point and that victory point, assuming I can. The Bulgarians will see if I can push Plovdiv because it's a major supply hub. If I can deny them their supply, all the better. And everywhere else, I'm gonna sit back and micromanage the defense. Oh god, we're purging the army in Seg's days. That's gonna suck. Probably not be a terrible idea to buy some German guns right now. Maybe some German field guns. Good god, I'm pushing through. Oh, for God's sakes, the government collapsed. Why has the government collapsed? You halt, 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 halt. No more attacks. Halt, halt, halt. So I'm thinking we knock out Greece first. So we've managed to take 3 of their victory points straight away, and we'll try and take the rest next. Yeah, and the push on Plovdiv is not exactly going as intended, so we'll pull these guys back to Izmir, and we'll launch a little bit of a naval invasion. Are you shitting me, Albania? We made a deal! Here it is, the Grecian Memorandum. We made a deal! There goes Albania. We've captured Athens with a single naval invasion. Let's get the rest of the boys in. Oh, that's a lot of Greek troops still there. No, I'm not going to be able to capture everything. Yeah, there's really no breaking through this. This is annoying. It's all mountains. There's just no room to maneuver. I don't think I'll be able to cap the Greeks that easily. Oh well, we're playing the Ottomans. A little suffering was to be expected. I just hope to be able to finish this before World War II kicks off. Oh, and I know a lot of you people are going to say, oh, Bittersteel, you should get the howitzers, but the howitzers aren't that much better. Like, they're barely better than basic artillery. They cost almost twice as much as a regular field artillery gun, and they only have 1 more breakthrough and 4 more soft attack. That's really not worth it. How's this looking? Could be better, could be worse. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Like, this looks terrible. Like, oh no, we're about to lose. Yeah, but I've got plenty of reinforcements walking in, so in the bigger picture, like these battles, oh, this is actually pretty bad. You go there, you go there, you go there. Do some last stand cheesing here. Goodbye. I'm also thinking with the prevalence of mountains in the Balkans and the Caucasus eventually, I might be well served setting up some sort of mountaineer unit. So we'll see if we can create some mountaineers here. So this is the ideal width for mountaineers. It's not too expensive. Could be better, could be worse. I'm nothing if not disappointed with my army. It's just not doing anything. If the army can't push there, I'll try pushing here. Just see if I can ease up on that river line. Like, buddy up to the river, push them back. Maybe I can take Plovdiv, even if they have 5 divisions on it. We'll see. These assaults are just worthless. I'm not able to go anywhere. We're gonna do this, and I hope to God it works. So we'll try and naval invade their capital, and then I gotta see what the boys in the port do. So you launch a pinning attack, you launch the naval invasion. Should be able to knock the Cretians out instantly. There we go. Stole what little they had, but at least Crete is out of the picture. Stop the attack, because I accidentally started an all-out offensive with these units. Imagine that. As the Ottoman Empire, we have achieved fiscal responsibility. Oh, thank God. We no longer get the negative effects of purging the military, so we're still shit, but slightly less shit. So this is still awful, but it's not as awful as we started, and the Harbiyeli officers are almost done. So okay, we're getting there. Also, goodbye, traitorous officers. Goodbye. That's another negative spirit gone. Oh, this is glorious. We have pushed a tile. We have pushed a single tile, and we may actually push a second tile. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have pushed a second tile. How about a third? Maybe a fourth? Who knows? All things are possible. It's a small breach, but it's better than no breach. Alas, Mehmet Said Pasha has passed away. What do I get instead? A game crash, apparently. And we're back here. The start of the Balkan War. So what happened was a couple of bugs. I couldn't get the game to work again after that crash. Plus, I talked to the devs a little bit. I got some insight. So we're back here. I played back up to this point, the Balkan War, which is just gonna be awful. Yeah, so I don't know why, but the Greeks are just not home, and I'm here for it. Absolutely outmaneuvered. Crete is mine. And with that, we can plan our offensive to the north. Because I would love to take apart Bulgaria, but realistically, that's just gonna draw things out too much, and I need breathing space. Not the major breakthrough I was hoping for, but we're getting somewhere. I have about a year, I guess, until World War I kicks off. Hey, we've taken Plovdiv. Yeah, we've absolutely turned the tide here. They are not going to be able to stop me. Let's get some fiscal responsibility going. All right, so they've got a unit in Belgrade. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Fall back, go around Belgrade. Yeah, all right, we need to take Belgrade, but we are way out of our supply range here, so if we don't do this quickly, we may not end up doing this at all. As long as they can't reinforce Belgrade, I'll be able to take the city. Oh, took the city. Can I force them to come to terms? I don't know. We'll see. Right, so the Serbs are just like at the doorstep of defeat, but it's not enough yet. I'll need to take either Vranja or Niš. Both positions are fairly well defended. I could just take Bulgaria out now because they are a little overextended, and then roll in from the other flank. I'll try that. They offer terms. All right, I'm gonna have to agree, because if I don't, I have to fight to the bitter end and get the peace deal. So I need to take the scripted peace deals for some of these. Like, I would love to fully annex Bulgaria, but it's late 1913 and 1914 stuff's gonna go down, and I need to get my stuff sorted out by then. So I'm gonna accept these terms. They'll give me Rumelia? Fine. Oh, and Montenegro also pieced out and became my puppet. And Serbia also offers terms. These terms are acceptable. Beautiful. That just leaves the Greeks. I have no idea what the Greeks are intending, but honestly, could not care less. And then we have a peace deal with the Greeks. All right, I'll take your navy. Oh, I can't annex them. I don't have enough points to annex them. I'll just leave it at that. Damn it. I'll be fighting the Russians soon, so let's put some troops on that border. I might have to go for another round with the Serbs, so let's put some troops on that border as well. Now with the Balkan War over, I got about 6 months, give or take, I think, before the war starts, so I wanna get these purges out of my way. I'll start the war pretty awful, but at least it won't last for too long, and then I'll get that over with. Oh, Mehmet Said Pasha has passed away. Who do we get now? Said Halim Pasha. It looks okay. It's okay. And that is me purging the army. I'll put some people on trial here. Mehmet Talat Pasha, Sevat Pasha. All right, yeet. I think all in all, I've survived this mostly intact. The only people that have really been yeeted have been nobody really important. And probably not a terrible idea to go up to extensive conscription. Well, there she blows. Yar. We'll see when we tag in, I guess. I need to work through a couple more focuses, I think. Yep, there goes the Great War. But it's also historical for the Ottomans to be a little late to the party, if I recall correctly. Just a tiny bit late to the party. Oh yeah, that's funny. 2 German ships at the time were in the Mediterranean when war kicked off, and they couldn't escape because, well, Britain controls always out of the Mediterranean, and there are no friendly ports except for maybe the Austrian ones. But again, they have to get past the Royal Navy. In this case, they just sailed into the Ottoman harbor, anywhere, and just said, we're yours. In this case, I'll buy the boats, make everybody wear a fez. Everybody's gonna be really mad about this, honestly. I'm also gonna build a couple of dockyards, because if I'm going out there to fight the British Navy, I'm gonna need more boats and the capacity to build more boats more quickly. Maybe a little late to that party. Young Turks have been yeeted. We'll now empower the Sultan, power of the Caliph, and then modernization efforts, and then we should be able to get involved in the actual ongoing war. Abdulmecid Ahmed Nihad or Yusuf Izzeddin. I don't know who these people are. I do recognize Abdulmecid II, as I believe he was the last caliph. I don't know who any of these others are, so welcome Abdulmecid. Ooh, now that is a strikingly handsome man. Ah, it looks like, yep, Italy has done the thing. They've stabbed Germany and Austria in the back. Treasonous bastards. I'll have to anticipate that. I'll bail out the Central Powers. Don't worry, Germany. All right, there we go. German-Ottoman alliance. Let's negotiate some claims as well. All right, how does this go? Fall of Lemberg. All right, that's not good. So Austria is getting its teeth kicked in. Diplomatic isolation's gone. Great. Germany accepts us in. And that is it. All right, we accept entry into the war. We immediately start our push towards the Suez, and we'll just be in a holding pattern everywhere else, except maybe Serbia. Would be good if we can knock Serbia out, give Austria-Hungary some breathing space. Head for Port Said. Push on through, brothers. Push on through. Follow up with an all-out infantry assault. Oh god, they just hit last stand again. Frustrating. Not much I can do about it. I'll just let it run its course, see if we can get past them at some point. Alright, well, it does look like we'll be able to push through the area here. And if we can get behind them, all the better. If I can get to Suez in my hands, that would be a great blow to the enemy. At least mild success for the Ottomans then. Getting across the Suez Canal, though, that's gonna be a bit of a pickle. I don't have good units to force the river crossing. I don't think I can do it. I have to try something else for that. Let's first focus on taking Serbia out. That would free up a bunch of units for the Austro-Hungarians, and they're gonna need those units. And as far as this campaign is concerned, I have no idea why, but I am quite literally walking through the French possessions, and I haven't seen a single French soldier, so the Russian Empire is justifying against us. I hate to break it to you, game, but I think we're past that point. I'll see if I can poke the Russian bear a little, just to give me some sort of satisfaction in actually winning a little bit of land. Oh, thank God the Serbs fell. Oh, that's good. Good. That frees up a lot of resources for the Austro-Hungarians and myself. That entire army group can now be dedicated elsewhere. Yeah, this is very true to form, I guess, for World War I, but I'm not able to go anywhere. I cannot go on the offensive anywhere. When I try to push the Russians, like here, they have 3 divisions here. I can probably take that. They find several other divisions somewhere in the back line and continuously reinforce this with fresh blood. I just don't do enough damage quickly enough to matter. It looks like I might be able to force a path here. Yeah, I can break through here and then maybe head to Tbilisi. Sweet. All right, we've got a Caucasus breach. I can work with this. I just need to push the Russians hard enough for them to get their revolution, and maybe I can get my claims in the area. That's a problem. Great. Arab revolt. Should have known I was having things too easy. Right. Do I have forces nearby? I could use half this garrison, send them into Hejaz, scour the place clean. Oh, now the Syrians want help. What do the Syrians want? If I do this, Arab Syria forms, it becomes my puppet. Hejaz makes peace. That's it. I'm not signing away more parts of my empire. No. Oh, for God's sake, now these guys as well? Yemen just rose up against me. If I have to kill all of you to get this done, so be it. I'll need to conclude my Russian campaign quickly. Then I can pull the elites back and start a drive down the Arabian Peninsula. Half my army in the Arabian Peninsula managed to, of course, get itself encircled, but fortunately, with a little help from the Bulgarians, we might be able to push back out. Speaking of the Bulgarians, they're not feeling too hot, but reinforcements have arrived, so I think my boys have managed to slow them enough, and I'm gonna pull these guys out. Asir is knocked out, and if we can get through to Yemen from this side, we'll be able to link everything back up. Alright, so that should be the Arab revolt quelled, or at least contained. When all these Russians disappear, I'll try another push towards Baku, maybe? At least my forces in Yemen aren't all going to die instantly. But the Romanian problem is solved. Germany is still being stupid, throwing itself at this massive French line. You're not going to go through there, Germany. But the Russians are definitely the weak link. They are breaking everywhere. Alright, that should be it for the Russians in the Caucasus. So we'll crush this little pocket. We'll set up a small front line to hold them off, because there's really no point in pushing past Baku. So 1, 2... you go garrison that then, and the elites help close this southern pocket. Oh yeah, that's gonna give them some casualties. That's gonna give them some serious casualties. Why did the Ottomans just not do this the first time? Were they stupid? Alas, Franz Josef is tot. Big F in chat. Also big F in chat for what remains of the Russian army. That's pretty much gone. Caucasus front pretty much closed. I'm not going to push past this. There's really no point. That's it. We've pushed the Russians hard enough. The revolution has come. With a little luck, it will really come crashing down all around them. And I can get my claims here. Of course, I'm going to grab what I can from them. I did not fight this hard and lose 100,000 men for nothing. There we go. The Bolshevik coup. That should see Lenin take on the no central government. Yeah, that's all gonna fall apart real quick. Well, that pretty much concludes my campaign in the area, because there's nothing for me to do here other than wait for the complete and total collapse of the Russian army, which is already happening as we speak. Yeah, I guess I might as well withdraw. Ooh, flamethrowers. Oh, I want flamethrowers. Let's halt that offensive. I'm gonna get flamethrowers. That should help me get to where I want to go. All right, the added flamethrowers are definitely helping. I think we might be able to hurt Italy. Well, I'm curious if I can get to Italy at all, so let's try a quick naval invasion of Bari, if that works at all. They might... I was gonna say if that works at all, but they have literally nothing. Not mad, I'm just disappointed, Italy. This is good. This is good. It is 1918, so 1918 soon, so I guess that's the Spanish flu that rolls in. Sure, there's a way to fix that eventually. I don't know where it is. I remember there being a way to fix it. Ottoman troops are taking Rome. All it took was a stupid naval invasion. Oh, there goes the Italian Navy. So 3 battleships, heavy cruiser, and a destroyer. And we're giving them another pounding here. As long as the Germans are willing to hold out a little longer, I might be able to push up through Italy and then into France from the south. That should spread their troops a little thinner. There's no Americans committed to the war yet, so maybe we can force an Italian defeat here still. And there goes the Kingdom of Italy. Hallelujah, hello. All right, so everybody to the Alps, French Alps, and we'll try to push out there. Gotta push hard, bypass as many of their troops as we can. Just go deep before they can respond with forces. I do feel the French are so overextended by committing this massive, absolutely massive pile of units to the main front that they're unable to divert troops quickly enough to the south. Also, they're all being pinned by the Germans. So I can, if I'm quick enough, I can push this hard. Still nothing about a cure for that Spanish flu. Just look at it. Ottoman mountaineers marching towards Paris almost unopposed. Well, almost. They reached Paris before they were opposed. The line is super thin though, so if the French feel like they want to fight back, it could probably hurt me quite a bit. But with a little bit of memory, how about we encircle? Yes, how about we just encircle Paris? The encirclement of Paris, and there goes the... the city's gone. Oh, it's not gone. I know exactly where it is, but it's mine. And I think with that, we can end the war. I believe there will be a peace treaty soon. The Russians are out, and the French should be out. The Italians are out. Yeah, this is probably going to be over real soon. Come on, one final push before all those bastards on the American side join in. That would be unacceptable. Oh, look at that encirclement. I think the AI did that. I don't know if I can... Maybe I contributed, but I think the AI did this one. That's a lot of troops. And we got this pocket here also being cleaned up. Oh, look at how many units that is. Oh, that is like the cream of the French army. This is just the last thing that needs to fall. Oh, France has capped. Will that give us a peace deal? Will that finally end this horrific war? Well, if I'm not going to get a peace deal, I'll have to forge my own. So, quick naval invasion of Alexandria and a nice spanking of the British local fleet. I managed to get my navy into the English Channel. I'm going to try and naval invade Dover. All I had to do was overrun Egypt to do it. Got a nice little Ottoman Empire map placement here. Almost achieved Mare Nostrum. So close. We have made landfall, so we're just gonna overrun the UK now, and we'll see if that triggers a peace deal. It might not. If it doesn't, we're gonna end it here. Good luck, UK, standing against this. Your armies are all spread out. There goes the fall of London. Hurrah, the unthinkable has happened. Yeah, I would also not have put that on my bingo card for World War I. Ottoman troops storming London, but, you know, here we are. That's it. World War I's still not over. We have capitulated everyone except for the United States. I cannot do that. My navy's not big enough. My army's never going to be big enough. I simply cannot do it. Even if I could, I don't want to do it. But yeah, Ottoman Empire carried the Axis. I've won every conflict I started, and if it wasn't for the annoying bug, this would have been a very enjoyable game. Even so, I had fun here. Yeah, I think we can safely say that the Sultan is done suffering. He's about to inflict some of that on everyone else. Look at that man. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys will enjoy this next one as well. See ya.